Hello, class. Good morning. We are going to continue with our third class online class, right? So first of all, I hope that you are uh, spending time with your family, you are following the direction from the government, and having a great time together with your family, of course. So first of all, I would like to share with you the objective of our class today, right? The objective for this class is to learn the second conditional but in its interrogative form, right? The last class we were talking about how to make sentence with the second conditional in its affirmative and negative sentence, right? So we're going to retake this information and we're going to introduce the interrogative form, right? So this is not complicated, just follow some rules, some aspects that you have to take into consideration when you want to make your question with the second conditional. Okay, so then let's start with all the attitude. Okay, here here I'm going to retake some information to review the affirmative and negative sentence with the second conditional that we studied before, right? Remember, second conditional is used to talk about imaginary situations or events, right? Here I wrote some examples, right? But I used some colors to identify our features of the sentence, right? For example, with red, I wrote the the conditional if and the verb in past in our first clause, right? In our first clause, the most important thing that we have to know is the condition if and the verb in past, right? If if people were responsible with the COVID-19, I have my second clause, and in the second clause, I wrote with a rain color the other aspect that we have to take into consideration. In this case, is the uses of would or could, depends on, right? They would use a mouth cover, right? Would, that is the auxiliary, and this is the main verb, would use, right? Okay, if people were responsible with the COVID-19, they would use a mouth cover, right? Yes, the same happen with the second example. If high school students were in the school, they could share their experiences about the COVID-19. Another example, if my father had if my father had a Mustang car, he could go anywhere easily, right? A Mustang car is a very fast car, right? Fast. If my parents had a new house, we wouldn't live here, right? Probably a new house in New York, for example. Mm, in Dubai, wow, it's gonna be great, right? But it's uh, it's it's not impossible, but it's difficult to get, right? Okay, the next. If someone found the COVID-19 cure, people weren't worried. Okay, if someone found the COVID-19 cure, people weren't worried. Okay, so here we have some examples by using the structure of the second conditional in its affirmative and negative sentences. Okay, now, we're going to learn the interrogative form, right? The interrogative form. This is our objective in this class, right? So here I wrote some features that we have to take into consideration to make my interrogative question with the second conditional, okay? I need, obviously, the interrogative pronoun, that could be what, where, right? Interrogative pronoun, the auxiliary would, plus the subject, plus the conditional if, plus the subject, and plus the verb in past, right? a verb in past. Remember that in the other structures, the verb in past was at the beginning. Now is at the end, verb in past, right? For example, I have my interrogative pronoun what, uh, then plus the auxiliary word. What would the subject you? What would you do if the conditional? What would you do if your teacher, the other subject, right? And the verb in past, assigned. What would you do if your teacher assigned you 6 in English? Ooh, freeze a bad score, right? What would you do if your teacher assigned you 6 in English? What would you do? Probably, if my teacher assigned me 6 in English, I would talk with him about my mistakes, right? I can do or I can make another task, right? That is the thing that I probably do, right? The other question is, what would you do if your mother punished you all weekend, right? What would you do if your mother punished you all weekend without your cell phone, without your watching the TV or any activity that you enjoy, right? What would you do? If my teacher punished me all weekend, I wouldn't spend time with my friends, right? This is um, a negative sentence, right? If my mother punished me all weekend, I wouldn't spend time with my friends. Okay, this is too bad, right? Next, the next one is we have some examples, more examples, okay? The number one, what would you do if someone hit your school bag in the classroom? What would you do if someone hit your school bag in the classroom? Probably, if someone hit my school bag, right? Obviously, in the classroom, I will tell it to the principal, right? I will tell it to the principal. Okay. My other question is, what would your father do if he lost his keys? What? If my father lost his keys, right? He will be worried. Yeah. Yes, of course. What? The other question, what would your brother do if he failed his math exam? What um, would your brother or what will he do if he failed his math exam? Your brother, referring to your brother. What happened? What could happen? Right? If my brother failed his math exam, he wouldn't have a chance to play with his friends. Okay, so as you can see, this is not complicated to understand, right? We have to follow the structure and then we are going to create our questions. But remember, you have to check or you have to use each feature, right? Each feature to make your questions correctly. Okay, so this is going to be your task in the platform. You're going to resolve actually a questionnaire, right? And you are going to identify in the questionnaire this structure that we studied today. And then you will resolve another activity related with matching a question with a possible answer. Okay, thank you so much for your attention. If you have doubts, please let me know. Send me a message in the platform or in my email account, right? Thanks for watching. See you next time.